Over leverage versus deleverage during the housing crash. Bitcoin's crashing. It got down to $80,000, I heard. It's around 83,000 right now. That's the deleveraging, the margin calls, and all of that credit unwinding. It can happen with housing as well. The credit unwind is happening with student loans, credit card defaults, auto, trucks, repos, etc. The housing market has cracked and hasn't spread to Minnesota as quickly as Texas and Florida. Houses are now really sitting a while on the market. Each neighborhood's different. In a lot of cases it's sitting, but not all. It's still more on its way to Minnesota. Let's take a look at this video.
Edwards Economics. My name's Kalen. I'm a former realtor and I'm here to present to you the case on why the 2025 housing market is collapsing. Now, I'm not here to sound the alarms and scare anyone, but before the end of this video, I'm going to present the foolproof case on why you should be concerned about what's actually going on in the 2025 housing market.
Life update for those who care. I just took my house off the market and I'm going to tell you why. Before I get into this, I want to make sure that I mention I am not an expert. I'm just talking about what I've seen in my neighborhood, okay? I listed my house 23 days ago, and at the time, there were only 2 houses for sale. Both of them had been sitting on the market for a little over 30 days. As soon as I listed, 4 more houses for sale, including my neighbor. And since then, there's been 2 more. I don't like competition, so I took my house off, but that's not the only reason. I started going just a little bit outside of my neighborhood to see how long those houses were sitting. 75 days, 89 days. Your girl know how to take a hint. If houses are not selling and they're sitting, I'm not about to have the house on the market right now. It's just not a good time, obviously. So I started doing some research because I'm thinking I can't be the only person going through this. I ended up finding this article. 2 states where home prices are falling because there are too many houses and not enough buyers. They are talking about Florida and Texas. Now, the experts say that we're not going to have a housing market crash, but it looked like it. So anyway, I'm just going to wait until after the market cools down a little bit and then I'll try again.
Sis, you're going to be waiting. Because they're trying to tell you on the news shows, don't believe what you're seeing with your very own eyes. And I don't know. Some of y'all are going to listen. I know I'm not. If you see it happening, because real estate is hyper local. So what you see happening in your neighborhood matters not to everybody else. It matters to you. But when it's everybody's neighborhood this is happening to, well, we're cooked. We're cooked nationally, all right? Not just regionally, nationally.
The New Jersey housing market is literally insane. So let's talk about this house here. So this house was posted in downtown Red Bank for $799, which is honestly very low, I think, for the area and what you're getting. So it was definitely priced a little below market to try and start a bidding war, which is exactly what happened. So I was following this house. We went and toured it, even though we don't want to buy until like 2027, just to get an idea of the area, the market, kind of like what your offer has to be competitive. So I'm dying to know, I'm like, what is this house going to go for? Who's going to buy this home? It sells for $954,000. So it went $154,000 over ask. And the very next day, I'm like, you know what? I'm so happy for this family or whoever snagged this beautiful home. They're going to have a great life. It is up for rent. Are you kidding me? And the craziest thing about this is for 4.5K, right? If you were to put down a standard 20% on this home and get a 30-year mortgage, your monthly payment with taxes is probably closer to around $6,000. So clearly, whoever bought this is either buying in all cash and then eventually the cash flow will make sense.
100% all cash. Also probably banking on appreciation.
Or part of some sort of large corporation that has access to a lot of capital where it wouldn't really matter. The next day, who is buying up this beautiful home? I was like, you know what? Someone's going to have an amazing life with their family, raise their children in this house, and it is listed for rent immediately. I'm sick. Like this is why people can't buy homes anymore.
They were
launching a new look at the good, the bad, and the instructive in the housing market. Our senior real estate correspondent, Diana Olick, joins us with the results of CNBC's housing market survey. Diana, good morning.
Good morning, Becky. Now, this is something of a sidewalk survey. Each quarter, we'll ask real estate agents from across the country and in a cross-section of neighborhoods just what they're seeing on the ground. Now, here are some of the highlights from Q3.
They should have asked me, because I don't know if these guys are going to be keeping it real. Let's see.
When the average rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage was mostly on the decline, but moved up mid-September. Now, during that time, 49% of real estate agents we surveyed said it was a buyer's market, meaning that buyers had the advantage because homes weren't selling quickly and supply was sufficient.
Wow, what an amazing video. So many can't sell their houses right now. Inventory is climbing. So the real estate market has been expanding since 2012 right here in Minnesota, and it's due to easy credit and cheap rates. So fear of missing out and action made people expand that credit to the extreme. The leverage turned into over leverage for many, and it's everywhere, from crypto, Bitcoin, the AI bubble, multifamily to office commercial buildings. The underlying collateral isn't what people think. Now that credit will contract after expanding all of that time. We are going to see some major deleveraging. This means motivated sellers and lots of them. So whether you are a wholesaler assigning those motivated seller contracts, or an investor buyer who wants to prepare, you are going to want to get educated. There's a huge gap between the motivated seller and the calm investor. I'm talking about the FOMO investor we saw in the last 5 to 10 years. I mean an investor who realizes the cash on cash return is now pretty easy. The terms are low down, cash flow is great, and they don't really need much money down or up front. So the investor feels kind of infinite and abundant with their time. They realize the inventory is climbing and they have so many options. Now, the motivated seller, they get the scarcity feeling, the FOMO, the panic. They know their options are kind of running out and they are feeling more finite and are time broke towards a self-fulfilling prophecy. The recession and crash headlines trigger them because they speak truth to them. The motivated sellers can sell at a huge discount or an amazing seller financing terms. There are motivated sellers, some connected with wholesalers, and the other side of that gap is the calm, strategic investor buyer. Both always exist in a two-sided marketplace. And that gap widens to the extremes during these recessions. Pick a side and show up at the first Tuesday night at MNREIA at 7 p.m. for the haves and wants. Grab the mic, speak what you have or whatever you want, and take notes on the phone numbers. This housing market time bomb was lit a long time ago. Time is not on the seller's side, but timing can be on the investor buyer side. Get to MNREIA, check out the first time free pass link below. Get prepared for this tight lending and liquidity crisis. Let the deleveraging begin. Bail-ins, bailouts, out on bail, whatever it looks like, we are in for some turbulence. So buckle up and let's watch it all unfold.